Hey everybody, how's it going? Know what this is? Biolite camp stove and pot. Let's take a look at it. Alright, what I got here is a Biolite camp stove. There's two models of this camp stove. One produces electricity and one doesn't. Now this unit here does produce electricity and it does run itself. Where the other one, you've got to charge it, and it also works as a battery bank. But it does not produce energy. So also what I have is the Biolite pot that comes, that you can buy extra with it. And it serves as a neat little unit. It's compact. It's kind of heavy though. But let's go ahead and open it up, show you what it looks like, and then we'll fire it up, and then we'll go over the goods and pros and cons of it. Top just slips right off. There is an included cup that comes with inside of it. The unit comes right out. Set the pot off to the side. Now this is the stove itself. Now it's two parts. This part goes in the hole, and it has a leg on the bottom, flips out, another leg here, another leg here, and it is set up. There ain't a lot to it. It is a small firing chamber, but what this is this is part of what helps generate the energy. Now it produces, I couldn't even give you the specs on how much it does produce, but it will charge a cell phone, a battery bank, light, different things like that. But now the unit does come with a fire starter, and a lot of times you do have to use the fire starter to get this thing lighted. If you look in there, there's no bottom. It's like a cup, and now the air will get moving once you fire it up and the heat's generated. Now I already have kindling taken down, and as far as I'm concerned, if you can't fire up a stove with just natural stuff without using an accelerator or something that you can't find in the woods, then that stove's got a serious problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and start this without using any type of accelerant. Now, I know a lot of you say, well, you can find pine and pine sap, or use fat wood as an accelerator out in the wild. Yeah, you can, but can you find it all the time? Not all the time, depending on where you're at. So we're going to go ahead and try and get this lit up here. The wind will work with me a little bit here. Like I said, it can be a little finicky to get started, just because of the angle that you got to get everything lit up in there. But it can be done. Now I've been testing this product out for about a year now, because I didn't really want to make a basis on it until I seen the good and the bad of it, and it does have some cons. Like I said, we'll go over that after we run it a little bit here. Now starting out, this outside chamber is cool, but it's got a heat guard around it. You got to be careful, because that sucker does get hot on the outside here. But as you can see, it's firing up good. Now once I get a little bit of a flame going, it does smoke. That's one thing about this. When this thing starts getting going, it does smoke. But once you got it going, it is smokeless. And it does make noise. This isn't something that is quiet. We'll put it on low. This is low. Now it's starting to get the flames going in there. I don't know if you can see that or not. But what it's doing, it has a blower. It's taking the air in and it's pushing it through. It's more or less force feeding that fire with oxygen. Once you start hearing that snap, crackle, pop, you got a good fire going. And once it gets really hot, it's got two settings. It's got a low and it's got a high. Like I said, just like any fire, you start out with small and you add a little bit bigger pieces as you go. Now this is one of them things though that, you're not going to sit around all night out in the woods and feed it, because this thing eats some wood, but it does put off a really good flame and really good, you know, puts out a lot of heat. It is very efficient, I guess you could say, because what's left is just pure ash. I mean, there is nothing left in there. But I'd say that flame's going pretty good. So we'll go ahead and kick it up to the next setting on the high. Get this in. Do a little bit more here. Now, as you can see, that thing is cooking pretty good now. I'm gonna wait till that burns down a little bit more. And it does put off a lot of heat. I mean, it almost has like a vortex, like a tornado with the flame once it gets going, just because of the air circulating and coming up. If the wind isn't blowing, you can almost see that sometimes. Now, it comes with a hanger that goes, I don't want to say a hanger, but like a piece of metal that fits in that groove, so you can fit a pot or anything else. It's got the natural curvature, so you can just set something right on there. But we'll go ahead and fill up this pot. This pot will hold 1.5 liters, 6 cups. So I got, how much? Got about, what, 16 fluid ounces here. We'll go ahead and put in there. See how long it takes to boil, get this to a boil. That comes about 1/2 liter. But before I put that on there, I want to make sure I get some wood in there, because it's really hard to load it. You have to take it, oh, that's too big. It's kind of hard to load it once you get it going. You have to keep picking it up and setting it down. Throw wood in there. Now this pot comes with this top lid here, and it's got like a silicone gasket, heat resistant silicone gasket around there, and it does a really good job. It's almost like a kettle. Set it on here. And the bottom of this is designed also to where the flame comes out, and it redirects it out away from the handle on the side, but it also utilizes the most heat that it can. You want to stay on there. Keep that going. We'll see how long it takes for that to boil. Now, while that is going, you can actually hook onto the USB. It's got a USB port on the back. This thing is, as long as it's running and you hear that fan going, it's producing electricity. So we'll go ahead and plug it in. Now this cable here, something I bought at a mobile store. What I like about it is on the very end of the micro USB, it's got a light. So not only do I have this with the fire, but it even got a nice little light. And that shows you it's producing electricity. Now it's been about 5 minutes and this thing's been going on high. We already got some steam coming out of the port. So I mean, it is heating it up. Now it's cold out. It's probably about mid-30s right now. So I expect to see a little bit, but I want to say it's probably getting close to wanting to boil here. I'll let it go a little bit longer. All right, it's been about 6 or 7 minutes, and I do believe, yes, we're at a rolling boil. Okay, look there. That sucker is going. All right, so let's go over the pros and cons of this. All right, just the stove itself weighs a little bit over 2 pounds, so it is heavy. I mean, it's got a little bit of weight to it. 2 pounds don't sound like a lot, but whenever you start adding a lot of stuff in your pack or with your gear, it can add up. Now, the pot, cup, and this in here you're going to say this is going to add another about a pound. I mean, it's a stainless steel pot. It's heavy duty. It's a nice case for this though, but I mean, it's added weight. So altogether, you're looking at probably 3 to 4 pounds right around there. Now, as far as the specs go on this, Biolite site says that this will produce 2 watts of power at 5 volts continuously. And it will charge most smart devices, cell phones, different things like that. You'll have to, if you're interested in this to charge your device, it's kind of hit and miss. Depends on how much your device, how much juice it pulls and everything, whether or not it will charge it. So I mean, this is one of them things, just because it's got a mini USB doesn't mean it's going to charge it. There is another model, like I said earlier, which is just a battery pack, and it is lighter. It doesn't have the, the ability to make energy and recharge other devices, things like that. And there's even another model on top of that, which is a lot bigger, kind of like a backyard grill type thing. It produces a lot more energy and everything else. Now, I have had this fail. I got to be honest. In over a year of using this, only once have I not been able to maintain a fire in here or keep it going or even get a stable fire going inside of it. And in all honesty, the conditions were horrible. I was out in the middle of the woods. It was a matter of a month ago. We had a lot of freezing rain. Everything was soaking wet. There was, I mean, it would have been impossible to build a fire in any other cook stove too. So I got to say that. What the problem is you got a cup inside there, and there was no way for the moisture to get out, and it contained it in there, and it just kept smoking and smoking and smoking, and it wouldn't let the moisture get out. And I just couldn't get enough of a heat source in there. I mean, it wouldn't even generate enough heat to run the blower itself, which just added to the rest of the problem. So there was no way to dry more wood to keep feeding it and everything. So I mean, it is what it is. It did fail. Now, would this be good for a bug out bag? No, mainly because of the weight. I mean, there's a lot of other things I could think that I would want to have that could do more for me other than this, how much weight this does have. Now, in a prepping situation, if for home use and stuff, a way to charge charge up batteries or charge up, your cell phone, or to give you light, or a way to boil water or cook water, this is excellent. I mean, this is a great option to have in the closet waiting. Or if you like to do day hikes and things like that, where you're not going to have so much gear and everything, you can have this. Matter of fact, this is what I use this a lot for, is whenever I go do day hikes or things like that, I would take this out and use this for cook my lunches or heating up things. So I mean, it's got pros and it's got cons. Price right now on Amazon, it's about $130. You can find them cheaper here and there if you shop around, but the going price is about $130. And they have other accessories that come along with these. I have the grill top that goes on it, and I think it's about $50, and I think this goes anywhere from $40 to $50, I do believe too. Now, the cook pot is a nice addition. If you're going to buy this, you're going to want this with it. It's a complete package, but it is pricey. And now the grill top, I'm not a big fan of that. It does have some neat features to it, to where it's compact. The grill sits on top, and it even has a port where you can feed the fire and it directs the flame up in there. But the heat on the top of it just don't seem like it evenly distributes across the grill. I might do a separate review about that, but that pretty much wraps it up for it. Like I said, some good uses. There's pros and cons to it. Now, if you were planning on having this in a bug out bag or something like that, for a mobile bug out bag, for like your vehicle, it's a good option. Like I said, when weight ain't a factor, it's a good idea to have. So, hey guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate you checking this out. Give me a like. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. If you're interested in buying this and you want to help support the channel, check out www.commonfamilysurvival.com. I have a page and review about this, and there's even a link to the Amazon, and it'll help support the channel. Until next time, guys, have a great day.